fella that was doing positive things in the community. He wrote a book. At that time, we talked about his book that he wrote. And currently, I saw him at an affair, and he wanted to come back on the show and talk about his book, show that he's having coming out, a book signing show. And also, he has some other young men with him that are doing positive, young black kids that are doing positive things in our community and trying to lead the way and step out there. And it's not all negative when it comes to our community. A lot of times, the reports are going out of all the negative things that are going on. There go some young men that are doing positive things, and they need to be spotlighted and helped and pushed in any way that we can help them. And so here we are, Joshua Amir.
Yeah, how you doing, man? Glad to be back, Mr. Hall and Hank. How you doing?
All right.
Hey, what's happened since the last time you were here? Was this book already in existence when you were here previously?
Yeah. What happened was I had just moved back from Atlanta,
Okay.
and I was doing a lot of stuff down there and up top, and I didn't really come back home. And I felt like, you know what? Who needs it more than my city? You know what I'm saying? So why not start at home versus being out and about in places I'm not from, for real?
I understand.
So what are you doing now? What stuff you're into now? What you have coming up?
Okay, basically I've been hosting these Black Lives Matter events in the city every month. We do it at Asbury Methodist Church. So every month, I'm one of the hosts with Dr. Christina Jackson and Reverend Williams and the rest of them. And that's one of the major things. But on the flip side, really what I've been doing, I've been beating up the streets, man, just trying to get these young people off the wrong path, and really at the same time find the ones that's already doing their own thing and they leading in a way they just not being spotlighted on. So that's why I brought two of my partners right here with me, and we coming together really just to kind of just show that, millennials is going to be able to take charge and be responsible. Because one of the biggest things about young people or millennials is that we're irresponsible when it comes sometimes to taking leadership on. So that's what we're here to change and, remove that perception.
I don't want you to take too much of that. You have to remember that there's a generation that I like to think, might have not been as focused on rearing, especially young black men who have become the millennials. So you can't raise yourself.
Right.
So don't think that it is not a glaring example. Part of the reason why I'm sure Hank was interested in giving you this opportunity, that we find somebody who even wants to step up and do this, because a lot of times you don't get the help that you need.
Yes, sir.
Joshua, what's the name of your book?
The name of my book is Success Over Everything.
Success Over Everything.
Yes, sir.
And introduce your two colleagues, please.
All right, well, to my right, I have Mr. Corey Young. And Mr. Corey Young is part of Citizens for Community Change. And then to my left, I have Anthony Wright, who's another Atlantic City native. He's in the finance and other things as well.
And what's going on is that these are three young men who, they do things like they can give you financial advice. They can help you with the development of things that you are conceiving in your mind and don't exactly know how to go from it being in your mind to going to paper to requesting financing to seeing it actually created. You need to be able to reach out to people like this. And quite frankly, the thing that's refreshing to me is that they're younger. So a lot of times, believe me, I know some people who are in your age demographic who have a lot of money. You should see me when I'm trying to pitch to them. Oh my goodness! It's not a good thing. I mean, I'm an old man and I'm calling them sir, and it's just a crazy thing.
Yeah.
But I think that people would relate. Some of those folk would relate more to you, and I can definitely see that some of those guys look like y'all now. So,
Yeah.
I mean, and these were guys that had significant revenue. 927-1100 is the number to call if there's something that's on your mind. Maybe you have some questions regarding your finances. Maybe you do have some questions as to some things that you might be able to do to better safeguard yourself in this new year. 2016. All you got to do is give them a call right here, 927-1100,
Corey.
and get your
Yes.
situation going.
All right. Well, what do
Saying
you from Citizen for Community Change? What's that all about?
That actually is a nonprofit I'm a part of, and we're actually in motion of this year of getting everything done for our 501c3. So I actually got honored to be the outreach coordinator, and Denise Dinelli is actually ahead of that. But I'm actually in the streets, for years now. I was a lost kid in Stanley Homes, and I just wanted better for my life. I'm actually about to graduate college this May at Atlanta
Congratulations.
Community College.
Congratulations,
And
young man.
I'm just setting an example.
That's right.
I'm a human service major. I actually work at a rehab, Behavioral Crossroads in Egg Harbor Township. I've been interning over there, and I'm actually a paid intern now. So I'm helping a lot of people in drug and alcohol counsel, because that's what I lived. I seen that around Stanley Homes, and now I'm applying it. And I'm getting young people like-minded like myself together. I have Josh and Anthony here with me, So we bringing in community together. Community is unity,
And what you are saying more than anything else is that those who have said that y'all are done might as well forget y'all. You're giving them an example of not only that not being true, but you're giving them
Yes.
examples of how we can hope that the future is in good hands.
Yes. And the hopeless, we are the hopeless, but we giving them hope. We gonna face a lot of things in this life, and we gonna get discouraged, and we gonna get put down. But at the end of the day, you get back up and try again and keep going at it. I was in the press not long ago about helping out these students in the college, because it took me 8 years to get a 2-year degree, and I learned perseverance, not to give up, not to quit.
Absolutely, sir.
And life sometimes takes different turns and different routes, and sometimes them routes is for you to learn and grow. And I actually, learned through that, and it actually made me stronger and accept the things that happened to me in them times, So now I'm showing these young kids that.
That's Corey Young. He's the outreach coordinator for Citizens for Community Change.
Very well put, young man. Very well
Absolutely.
put. I'm proud of just hearing a young man speak in that direction. I know exactly, coming from that background, Stanley Home Village. I grew up in the third village right there in the corner of Wabash, and it's not an easy task when you're every day seeing a certain type of life, and sometimes it look bleak, and you can't see past today sometimes and what's going on right now in your life. You can't see that future that everybody's talking about, the American dream that people are talking about, because life is so much harder, it seems to you. And what I had to learn is that even my life was better than probably a lot of other people's, and I had to buckle down and take advantage of some of the things and look at things from a different perspective. And I had the opportunity to get outside of my life and see that perspective and see where, me learning and reading and becoming a better me can help, help me out of those situations. And I wanted to take that same, once I got there and I exposed to that enlightenment, I wanted to share that enlightenment with everybody that was coming from that same background.
Exactly.
And,
Anthony Wright.
Anthony Wright. Anthony, and what is your job and what are you doing?
Currently, right now, I'm working at Primerica Financial Products and Services. Right now, something, Hank, that you actually elaborated on earlier was the main thing, especially as a main problem in the black community, is that we don't have an abreast of knowledge about finances. It seems that we can always talk about someone else's money, but we can't seem to talk about our money. And one thing that I'm trying to do is educate a lot of young black men and women and, children, if we can get to the babies too, that works. But educate them thoroughly on how to save money, how to create, generational wealth or incur wealth, period. And right now, it's been a fight because, in the city right now, there's a lot of people losing jobs, a lot of people going foreclosure on their homes. Right now in this area alone, property tax in New Jersey is 29%. You do that math. If your rent is, if your mortgage $1,500 a month, just multiply 29% to that, and that just makes it worse. So, yeah, right now we're trying to make a big push into the area with financial products and financial knowledge.
And that's very important in our community is financial literacy.
Absolutely.
And I'm 45 years old, and I'm the poorest thing about me is I've never conquered having no one learning it,
financial freedom.
and then applying it. It's rampant. You know what I mean? I know it's a bad thing. That's not just with me. I probably pass that same financial down to my children because I'm so poor with it. So I'm quite sure we keep doing it until we start enlightening each other and talking about it and making it a serious priority that we must do in order to advance as our community. And so we can start building about entrepreneurship and businesses and thinking like that where the real wealth come in.
Well, absolutely. I mean, that's another major problem too. I mean, if you think about, you know, our communities, how many black-owned stores do you see? How many black-owned establishments do you see? I mean, let's not, you know, fool ourselves. There's a conscientious effort to why that does not happen. You know, it's like you stated previously on the media and in the news. It's always, you know, whether the scenes in Baltimore, whether it be Ferguson. You know, I mean, you know, there's a lot of things that go on with the media that goes on to confuse people, to detract us from making us really see what's going on. But you're right. Financial literacy is one step that we need to take to make sure that we are, for lack of better words, incurring wealth and getting that knowledge that we need.
Wow. I'm just love talking to y'all right now, and I want to be able to give this as a platform for you guys to continue your growth somehow in any way that we can. We might can't financially do that, but we can share our love and you know what I mean, and our integrity and try to whatever we have here that we can share, we will share.
927-1100.
So try to lead by example the best we can.
If you have some questions, we just have a very short time left, Hank, and as you said, we have some interesting young minds. Maybe there are some things that you just were curious about with regards to, you know, why do people in this demographic feel a particular way? How about giving us a call right now, and you can do it from the comfort of your home. So 927-1100 is the number to call. What we'll do is we'll take our final break, and we'll come back and wrap things up for this very first show of this very first day of this brand new year of 2016. Right after this, right here on
WONK, WOND.